I'm from Argentina.
Okay.
At the age of 16, my parents come from a very poor family. We lived in a small little village of like 18,000 people, about 2 hours away from Buenos Aires, the main city. And at the age of 16, I was tired, just saturated with this bullshit of working a job, following the career path that you were meant to follow. Because I realized one thing, bro. I realized all these people that are giving me advice, do I want to live the life that they live? And when the answer was no, then I wouldn't listen to them. So when my parents said, hey, you should do this, you should go to this university, you should go to this location, you should hang out with these people, you shouldn't say this or you shouldn't do that. And then I evaluated the outcome of their life as much as I love them. I was like, well, I don't want the life that my parents have. I want a different life. Therefore, I have to achieve different things and I have to input different results. And I have to do different kind of measurements of business if I want to elevate. I can't be doing what my parents do. If my parents are doing 50K, 100K a month, I can't be capped by that mindset. I can't be capped by that information.
I'm going to ask you some quick fire questions.
Let's do it.
1 minute per question. All right. Okay. What would you tell 19-year-old version of Luke Belmar if you had the chance? If you could speak to small Luke Belmar, 19-year-old, what would you tell him? You're 27 now, yeah?
26.
26.
What would I tell Luke Belmar if he was 19? That it's possible. That you can do it. Whatever you want in life, you can have.
Yeah.
But you're going to have to pay
the price.
The price.
Damn, that's true. Nice. All right. What's one lesson which you wish you would have learned sooner in life?
That the most important thing is the development of yourself. Most people focus on one lane. They focus on money, or they focus on health, or they focus on relationships. They never focus on truly becoming wealthy. Wealth, by definition, I've said this before and I'll say it again, is abundance. That is what you want in life, abundance. Making sure that you are complete. Had I learned this before, my health would have been in check earlier. My relationships would have been in check earlier. I said this to you before, and I said this to you at lunch. I said, everybody says that being a billionaire is stressful. Being a billionaire is hard.
Yeah.
Being a billionaire requires sacrificing every other area of your life. Why?
Because Elon's fat.
Yeah, but why can't I do it a different way?
Yeah.
Why can't I be happy to the billion?
Yeah.
Why do I have to compromise my family to get to a billion? Why do I have to compromise my morality or my spirituality to get to a billion? Why do I have to compromise my health? That. I'm taking it all. I'm going to build a life of balance, true wealth. Had I learned a lesson before, I would have potentially built a more dynamic lifestyle that allowed me to, I would say, be more well-rounded. And it's something that I had to develop and focus on later on in my life, in my later 20s. But yeah, a lot of people are focused on one lane only. And once they master that lane, then they realize, oh shit, like I have neglected all of these things in my life. So I have to take retroactive steps, go all the way back to continue pushing.
Damn.
Instead of building slowly every area of your life. True wealth is what matters. I wish I would have learned that lesson a little bit earlier, and hopefully people
it's okay,
learn a thing or two, G.
Yeah, definitely. Do you ever wake up one day and just like not feel like doing anything? Like you just don't want to work, you just don't want to?
Of course.
Yeah.
100%. Every person, dude.
Yeah.
Every person. Doesn't mean you don't do it.
You just push yourself.
It's not even pushing yourself.
It's easy to work hard when you have the motivation. It's those days that you actually have to test yourself.
And that's the thing is like, if you're not motivated, it's for a few reasons. Either you don't like what you're doing, either you don't understand the mission as to why you're doing something. Dude, if your family's starving, if you have to feed your kids,
you'll work hard.
Dude, you'll get shit done. Most of you guys are comfortable.
Yeah, they don't want it enough.
Soft. They don't want it. You don't want it, dude. If you want it, you get up and do it. You do the things that you want to do. You put time into the things that you want to put time into.
It was funny because today I told you, you asked me how much I read. You asked me, do I read a lot? I was like, not as much as I want to. And you were like, no, you read exactly how much you want to. And I was like, what? And I was like, oh yeah. If I wanted enough, I would have read way more than I've read.
That's correct.
And that's interesting because people they act like they have to, like they don't have that choice sometimes. Sometimes you feel like you don't have that choice.
Everything is a choice, G.
Everything
is a choice. The life that you have is the life that you chose.
You have to live purposefully. People are just going with the flow.
The life that you have is a life that you chose.
Exactly, yeah, it's true.
Where you're currently living, what you're currently doing, you chose that. you have people complain about having kids, people complain about having responsibilities, people complain about their rent, people complain about their student loans. Most of these things in life are self-imposed.
Yeah, 100%.
You self-impose all this bullshit. You self-impose a lot of these issues in your life. That's just the nature of the game. So when you understand that everything is self-imposed, then you're like, okay, I'm going to be a little bit more relaxed on my responsibilities. I'm going to be more careful about the decisions and the commitments that I make, because I understand that there's long-term consequences to it. I see a lot of people complaining, dude, but very few people taking
100%.
action.
Yeah.
Most people make excuses. Very few people make moves.
Exactly, 100%. And sometimes there are circumstances like that life brings to you, but these ones you have to take it. You can't spend your time complaining about those circumstances that you're in. The only thing you can do is look at the cards that life has given you and play those in the best way you can.
Complaining is a loser's trait.
Yeah.
Complaining is the trait of a person that sees no hope to win. That's the name of the game, bro. Those are the people that I see complaining. It's the people that have time to look at another person. It's like when people hate in the comments.
Yeah.
You know, for example, I was we're here in Dubai right now. Somebody's kind enough to lend me their McLaren for the weekend. And then somebody commented on my shit. It was like, rented. Okay, nice. And where am I and where are you? Like, what do you want me to tell you, G? Instead of being like rented, be like, damn, how could I be in Dubai with Luke Belmar? I got to get to work. Rented.
That's what I was thinking.
It could be rented, it could be leased, it could be owned. The principle doesn't matter. The principle is that you're expending energy on nonsense. That's the message that you choose to send to a person worth tens. That's the message that you choose to send the person, instead of being like, hey, here's a piece of value, like you did. Hey, let me take you out. Let me show you around. Let me elevate with you. Start changing the paradigm of your G. It's the name of the game, bro. 23 boys. It's time to wake up. Wake the up, bro. Enough with the bullshit, enough with the excuses, enough with the nonsense, enough with being in a situation where you're always complaining, where you're always pointing fingers. Point the fingers at yourself. The life that you have is the life that you chose. If you don't like the life that you have, it's your damn fault, dude. Change. Make different decisions. Hang out with different people. Instill some discipline, some habits. Win.
Honestly, yeah, you're 100% right. And we want to talk about now about happiness for a bit. I know that you're a very happy person, and you've always been happy. Do you think happiness is something that you can kind of because I've talked to some people and they tell me that happiness is just a byproduct of growth. Is happiness something that you can is happiness something that you can index for and aim to have, or is it just something that happens along the way? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I would say let's talk about the physical and the metaphysical. Okay. So let's talk about the physical. You can biochemically become happy. There's a chemical in your body known as serotonin. It's known as the happy chemical. Most of the serotonin in your body is produced here in your gut. So when you hear things like people saying, trust your gut, they don't stop to think, what does that mean to trust your gut? Your gut operates as a brain, right? So the serotonin that's formed inside of your gut is produced by what? Having a healthy gut. How do you have a healthy gut?
Diet.
By having a healthy diet.
Nutrition.
So most of the serotonin is produced in the gut that produces happiness by what? Having a healthy diet.
Yeah.
So most of you guys would automatically be a lot healthier and happier had you instilled the ability of having a good diet equating to what? A good gut. That is on the physical side. On the metaphysical side is understanding the beauty and the privilege of the struggle of life. Understanding that you're not here to be happy. You're here to live life. You're here to experience suffering. You're here to experience tribulation.
Yeah.
You're here to hurt. You're here to experience heartbreak, pain, joy, pleasure. Every single avenue, every single emotion. Why would you limit yourself from experiencing that? Why? Because you're scared? You're afraid? You don't know how it's going to work out? It doesn't feel good? Perfectly fine. But I've come to understand, I've come to realize that the beauty of life isn't in pursuing happiness. It's in pursuing experiences. And it's understanding that it's multidisciplinary, it's multilateral. It's not just one emotion. So I'm not in the business of pursuing happiness. I'm in the business of pursuing life. And life comes in different forms at different seasons.
You just have to enjoy it all. Live
All of
the
it,
ups
dude.
and downs.
You just that's why the Bible says, you know, bear all things with joy. What does that mean? Is that anything that comes your way, bear it with joy. Be happy. Be glad.
Be grateful.
Be grateful.
It could be a lot worse.
You could not be alive. You could be dead. It could be a lot worse. You could be in a shitty situation. Most of the complaints and bullshit that I hear from people is, oh, dude, I'm making $5K a month. Life sucks. Dude, let me take you to Somalia, where these guys are literally having to scavenge, having to pirate, having to do all this bullshit. Let me take you to Southeast Asia, where these working for $1 a day. Let me take you to the lithium mines in Africa.
No, some of the kids in Africa, I met them. They have
100%.
nothing, but they're happier than me and you combined.
100%.
Because you know why? Their baseline, we have these big expectations of what we need to be happy. And for them, a simple broken or like, let's say, not inflated football is like the biggest blessing. They look at that football and they're like, wow, this is like so much fun. And they just need simple things, the simple things like sitting down with their friends. That's all. That's what their life is.
I've come to realize that a lot of unhappiness.
We have too much desires.
A lot of unhappiness comes from complicating things, complicating life, the simplicity of life. For some reason, bro, humans are like the only species that are like and out of sync. If you look at every other animal, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
We're the only ones out here buying fucking designer, spending all our money on this shit, trying to impress people, like our lives, buying 30 homes, like trying to do, bro. Like live your life, relax a little bit, dude. You have nothing to prove. No company that you build today is going to last. Nothing that you put out is going to live forever. No money that you have is going to be around forever.
You don't own anything.
Dude, you don't own shit. So when people come to me with all this fear and this anxiety of not having or not having accomplished, is somehow they have no understanding of the finite nature, the finite nature of life, dude. You're here today, you're gone tomorrow. Make some impact, leave the world better than you left it, than you found it. Make sure that you love God, put others first. And it's a good way to start.
Yeah, that's the way of life. Last question. A lot of people are coming up right now. They watch you, Luke. They look up to you. What advice could you give someone right now on the come up? Let's say, you know, it doesn't matter the age, but he's on the come up of his journey. What advice would you give him?
Is to make a plan.
Okay. Most
people do not make a plan for their life. They don't know what they want. They don't know where they're going. Dude, I ask a person, what do you have planned for next week? They don't know what they're doing today, right? So how are you supposed to move in life with intention if you're moving like an accident? It's not going to work.
Live intention.
Brother, business, life is like archery. That's what I compare it to. If you have no goal, you have no target, there's nothing to hit.
Without a goal, you can't score.
That's the first part. The second part is you need to have a tool. You need to have a bow. You need to have an arrow in order to hit your target.
Right.
The next thing is you have to aim. It requires preparation. You need to understand the spacing, the distance, the humidity, the temperature, all these variables in order to what?
Factors, yeah.
Hit the target.
Hit the target.
And then finally, you have to what?
Shoot.
Let go. Shoot. You have to take action. Most people have no goal. They don't know where they're going. They haven't calculated or measured what it's going to take to achieve the bullseye.
Yeah.
And they don't take action. So in life, if you want to achieve a bullseye, you have to be willing to set a target. You have to be willing to aim, prepare, understand the nature of what you're about to do, and you have to shoot. You have to take action. And with enough iteration, eventually you'll get good enough to hit the bullseye. And that, my friend, is a secret to success.
Amazing. Luke Belmar, thank you so much for your time.